Hi everybody, just a quick public service announcement. Just remember, the more you know, the better off you are. So here we go. You may have noticed, unfortunately, that there is a lot of anti-Semitism out there happening. And just to be clear, anti-Semitism is a nice term for saying Jew hatred. Okay. Make it sound like it's no big deal. Oh, just anti-Semites. No, they hate Jews. Now, I've been hearing crazy conspiracy theories. It's nuts. But we would never do this to any other people. I was raised to hate racism. Now, racism is the hatred, irrational hatred of somebody of a specific group for no reason other than the color of their skin, the group they belong to. It's horrible and unnecessary and just completely ridiculous. Why is it okay to hate Jews for just being Jews? It's not. So it's Jew hatred. Don't call anti-Semitism anti-Semitism. Call it Jew hatred. Be real clear with your terms. You hate Jews? Say it. Don't say, oh, yeah, I'm not an anti-Semite. I only hate Israel. I only hate colonizers. Nonsense. You're a Jew hater. Be clear. Be honest. Say, hey, proud Jew hater here. Be clear about it. So let's be clear about a few other things. Now, number one thing, you cannot colonize your own homeland. And Israel, the land of Israel, is the Jewish homeland. Goes back 3,000 some years. Proud of it. God gave it to the Jewish people. We've been returning to the land of Israel since the first diaspora with the Babylonians. And then the Romans were, the Romans threw the Jews out, burned the second of our temples, threw a whole mess of Jews more Jews out. Now, just remember, not all Jews left the land of Israel. There have always been Jews in the land of Israel over the last 3,000 years. And just because many of us were kicked out or thrown out, doesn't mean that we were all thrown out. Jews have been there for 3,000 years and continue to be there. And we've been returning for let's say 2,000 years since the Babylonian exile. Now, did we just start returning in 1948 when the modern state of Israel was created? No, we've been at it for 2,000 years. Now, in 1948, what happened? We are post-World War II. A third of the Jewish people were wiped out. That's what a real genocide looks like. And by the way, just in case you were wondering, the Jewish people's numbers have not recovered to the numbers of 1939, when we were started to be genocided. That's what genocide looks like. That's a Holocaust. Don't use that term for your own purposes. Now, we are indigenous. Yes, I know what the word means, indigenous. It is a land that is connected directly to the Jewish people. Now, if you like to go to any museum, go to the British Museum. Fantastic museum, one of my favorites. So much history there. And don't forget, the Israel Museum in Jerusalem, fantastic. You want to know history? Check out archaeology. The language, the Hebrew language, has been used in that area for 3,000 years. That's what indigenous looks like. Having the same holidays for 3,000 years. Having the same laws that create our culture for 3,000 years. That's indigenous. And we have nothing to apologize for. Coming home? Everybody wants to go home. We're home now. Remember that. So, In case you were wondering, the name Palestine is a slave name. The Romans, who were brilliant builders, gave us a slave name for our land in order to cut the connection between the Jews and our special land. So they renamed it Palestine after the Philistines of the Bible's fame. Now, who are the Philistines? They were Greek seafarers from that area of where Greece is. Greece. Greek. Not Arabs. You want to talk about colonizers? Islam's a fantastic colonizer. Jews, horrible colonizers. We only managed one country, and it's not even colonized. It's ours. We just came home. Now, Islam, colonizers. Go check out 50-some countries of Islam. Jews are happy to be left alone, to create, to live. Check out those new inventions we've got going on. Amazing, amazing stuff. Medicine, penicillin. Yeah. Do a little bit of work. A little bit of research won't kill you. Unfortunately, in this day and age, no one cares to research. Figure stuff out on your own. But you can. I trust you. The internet makes life so much easier. But don't go those rabbit holes of conspiracy theories and nonsense like that. Now, why do we need Israel? Why do we need a state? Can't we Jews live in the diaspora? Why can't we live peacefully wherever we are? And the honest truth is we should be able to, but we can't. And it's not because of us. It's because of the Jew haters. Look, I can sit here and clearly tell you, my grandfather served in World War II for the United States as a doctor in the Pacific arena. My father served in the Army. My uncle made a career out of the U.S. Navy. We're proud Americans. We've been in the United States at least late 1800s, early 1900s. Does it matter to anyone? And believe it or not, pre-World War II, there were so many German Jews who fought in World War I, proudly for Germany. Did it matter? Were they still massacred during the years of the World War II? Yes. No one cared that they fought bravely for, Germany. No one cares. Now, unfortunately, we Jews cannot always trust the countries that we live in, which is really unfortunate because we put our loyalty, our homes are here in the diaspora, and we expect to be able to be treated like any other citizen. It's not true. And if someone were to say, oh, Jew hatred started in 1948, when Israel was created, you're talking nonsense. Look at 2,000 years of history. Look at the pogroms of Russia. Look at the Crusades. There were a number of those, and, they killed Jews on the way to Jerusalem to, to fight the Muslims. They killed the Jews on the way. So we're talking about thousands of years of Jew hatred. It's nothing new. Certainly not 1948. So why do we need a political homeland? A homeland that we control, with an army we control, the Jews control? Because unfortunately, we've learned through history, you have nobody to trust but yourself and God. The Jewish people I love the United States. We all love the countries we live in. But unfortunately, we get worried. And history teaches us not to ignore that worry. So why do we have a country to go to? Is because of history. We've learned our lessons. So, crazy stuff. Just remember Don't be a Jew hater. And there's so much more to learn about all this, and we'll get to it. Have a good day.